Hello. Hello, you all. Welcome back. Welcome back to your class with yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton, your domestic violence counselor. Uh, we're going to be covering a topic related to our newfound problem around the country and around the world. Um, this paper is going to be called The Defective Defensive Listening Ear That Refuses to Hear. The defective defensive listening ear that refuses to hear. I'm glad to be back with you all. Hope you're glad to see me again. I chose to continue my work because I know it's a great need. I've been sent. God has called me to step out there and be of assistance, right, to you all. And it's all work, whether I'm getting paid or not. You know, that's not the big issue. The big issue is my purpose here on life is to keep working and keep helping others, right? Get away from all the selfish past that many of us have gone through, including myself, right? So, the defective defensive listening ear that refused to hear. It says the defective defensive listening listening involves comparing one to others in a negative way, listening with a defective attitude, answering without listening, responding with intensive attacks that have nothing to do with the person who's talking, but has everything to do with you in your defective defensive listening ear. Ask yourself questions, all right? It says, defective listener. Are you known to focus on the messenger or on the message? Are you known to focus on the message or on the message? Many times somebody can be giving us good advice. It could be even our parents. We can have other pressing issues that we have with our parents. Oh, they wasn't there. Oh, they didn't give me no Christmas presents. Oh, I didn't get a birthday present. And when they're talking, when people are talking, we tend to not want to listen to the message. We tend to say, how you going to tell me something? Because we have a defective defensive ear that refuses to hear, right? Number 2 says, defective defensive listener. Do you listen to hurt or do you listen to help? Some people are not listening to be trying to help anybody. You know, they're listening to hurt somebody. They're gathering information, you know, to attack others. You know, they're what one would call is a word called the ambusher. Ambushers listen really closely to you, but they're collecting information that they're going to use to attack you with later. Like telling someone something real private about something that happened to you at a young age. Or like telling someone, you know, your last relationship ended this way, so they gather that information and attack you with it later. Or we gather that information and attack others with it later, right? Be careful. Don't become an ambusher. Number 3, for those of us with a defective defensive ear, did you mistakenly hear your spouse, partner, or lover say that they wanted you to beat them down or verbally tear them down before you caught your 52 weeks of domestic violence classes? Did they? Right? We got to cover the issue of domestic, especially during this COVID-19. We have to cover that because there's a lot of tension going on in the house. It's a lot of unnecessary arguments going on in the house. It's a whole lot of seeing the same person over and over all through the day, almost 24/7. You are with the person you live with. You are with your partner. And it's a lot of tension in that. It's not easy to deal with because you're not used to seeing your partner that much. They're going to work, you're going to work, you're going out hanging out, you're on the corner all day, all night, finally come home. Sometimes you get to talk to them less than an hour because by the time you get home, she or you may be asleep, right? So, that's out, right? Did you mistakenly hear that, right? Are you so wore down that you think somebody wants you to beat them? What's the question? Okay, number 4. Defective defensive ear. Are you known to listen or are you known to wait to talk? Defective defensive ear. Are you known to listen or are you known to wait to talk? Okay, now, people say they're listening, but when you can't get a real smooth dialogue with your partner or with others, most of the time you are waiting to talk. When you wait to talk, you cut the other person off because you're so eager and it's so urgent to wait to say what you're trying to say. You almost never hear what the person is saying because you got something you've been holding on to for probably a month ago or a week ago or an hour ago. And so as soon as you see them, whatever they're trying to tell you, whatever's going on, even if it's a truck about to run somebody's behind over, you're trying to tell them. But no, we want to let them know what we got to say. So, do you listen to hear or do you wait to talk? Number 5. Within your process of life, having a defective defensive listening ear, are you known to shut down and not listen to others because you hate or dislike the messengers who's talking, or do you dislike the message you're hearing, right? Sometimes we just don't like that so and so. We don't like that whatever. We don't like the way they look. We don't like that they may have talked to someone we talked to before. We don't like that. So we dismiss all the value in the conversation and we block it by all these issues and different stuff and reasons why I'm not going to listen to that person. All right, number 6. Has your defective defensive listening ear, refusal to hear, ever been known to cause you to lose out or cheat yourself out of a valuable, priceless relationship? I mean, like myself, many others, many of you, we don't hear. We don't hear the signs. We don't hear our partner saying, hey, why you keep hanging with your homeboys all day? When you gonna spend some time with me? Why you always out there working overtime at your job? Why are you always spending time in the street? Why are you, boo-boo, when you gonna spend time with me? But the refusal to hear, the defective ear that refuses to hear is the reason, right? Because someone is warning you. Warning before destruction, right? Warning before destruction, man. And it's happened to me, probably more than I want to count, by not listening, by not getting to that place of listening, right? So, understand, right? Number 7, were you ever told to do something or to stop doing something by a parent, relative, friend, spouse, relationship partner, and you ended up in jail or in a program because of your defective defensive ear that refused to hear? 52 weeks of domestic violence classes, right? I mean, you're like, you've been told, your mama told you, your partner told you, look, if you don't stop, I'm calling the police, right? If you don't do this, boom. If you leave, the message came from God. It said, hey, get out of there. Get out of there. You felt a tension in your neck, warning signs, right? That vein started popping out on your head. And you didn't notice the signs. You didn't listen. And now you're in the class with me. Have to hear my mouth. Ain't that something? Now, number 8. Are you known to activate or are you guilty of turning on your defective defensive ear that refuses to hear when someone is giving you some good advice that you swear and believe couldn't be right because they are not using the advice in their own lives, right? Example of that is, like I say, your parent, your mama. Your mama has been in an awful, terrible relationship that's no good for her. It doesn't show no love for moms. They're not doing anything. She's stuck in the house with this, boom, your father is in a terrible relationship. Maybe it's a relationship you feel is not cool. She's too young for daddy. All this kind of stuff. And you know, it's and you just refuse to hear, you know. Because you say, how you going to tell me something when you ain't doing something, mama? How you going to tell me something when you ain't doing nothing, daddy? You ain't stepped up. Well, sometimes they can't. Sometimes they're not able to, but that does not mean that the advice is not good. You know, because I might be stuck, because might have got on drugs and I haven't found a way out yet. I'm trying to warn my offsprings. I'm trying to warn my friends. Don't be like me. Don't make that turn down, that left turn, you know, for a second-class seat. Get you a first-class seat. Don't do it to yourself. Doesn't mean that the advice is not good. Right, number 9, we're going to close this out. When people you meet are trying to tell you who they are, do you turn on your defective defensive ear because you believe you know who they really are before they do? Before they do. I mean, sometimes it's just like they're trying to tell you. Either they're trying to tell you I'm all good, or they might be trying to tell you they're all bad, right? But no, you say, no, baby, you know, no, boo. And they trying to warn you. Don't get in. Don't go into the forest, because if you go too deep in the forest, you probably won't be able to find your way out. You probably won't be able to find a way. You didn't leave no breadcrumbs. And if you did leave some breadcrumbs, you didn't leave enough. Or the wind blew and threw the whole thing off. And so now you're running in circles, trying to find an opening, trying to find it out, and you can't find it out. So, hey, if they trying to tell you who they are, believe them. Believe them. You know, because if you don't believe them, you might have a life full of regrets. All right, that's going to be it for yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton. Thank you for attending my group.